All right, front four time now. Lia Assimakopoulos, Stars beat writer for the Dallas Morning News. Your first trip into our studio in 2026. How does it feel?
Feels
Just
good.
as you left it, right?
Thanks for having me.
Always good to have you. And we're kind of shoving football season to the side for a minute. Let's do a little Stars front four here. Topic number one. You guessed it, the slump. The Stars have lost 9 of their last 11 games during the stretch, only scoring more than 3 goals in 2 of those games. Last night's loss in Utah was a bit fluky. Still, though, Dallas only able to score once. Lia, what concerns you most about this slump?
You know, I think there's a lot of things. It's mostly just been the inability to adjust. You know, you lose a couple games, that's not ideal, but 9 of 11 is definitely not ideal. And, you know, this is a team that's got so much star power, so much talent, has been so resilient in the past, and just hasn't really found that. Whether it's goal scoring from players like, you know, Matt Duchene, they need a lot more from him, or, you know, penalties. There's just been a number of issues, and they got to clean it up.
Is it something where when you look at how hot they were during the early part of the season, including with just the bevy of injuries that were just nonstop, does it change your perception of the talent on this team, or not so much at this point?
You know, I think that the talent is absolutely there. I mean, you've got Jason Robertson, Mikko Rantanen, and Miro Heiskanen. I mean, the talent is unbelievable. And as you said, they fought through injuries. I think it's a long season, and I think, you know, we're very quick to feel really high when they're winning and really low when they're losing, and you got to kind of put it into perspective and understand that every team's going to go through losing streaks in an 82-game season, and that's kind of what's happening, and they'll clean it up with the talent that they have.
Yeah, the problem for them is they just set the bar too high for us.
Yeah, they did.
Let's go to topic number 2, which is, could they make a move to add to this roster? There he is, Jim Nill, the reigning 3-time General Manager of the Year in the National Hockey League. The chatter right now is about Rasmus Andersson, 29-year-old right-handed defenseman of the Calgary Flames. It's mid-January. The trade deadline is March 6th. It sounds like Jim Nill would like to wait as long as he can to make a deal.
Yep.
But what are you hearing about the possibility that he doesn't wait long to make a deal potentially for Rasmus Andersson?
You know, I think that it might ultimately not be his choice, because the Calgary Flames are coming out and saying we're ready to trade him. And if that's the case, the Stars are not the only team that are interested in trading for a player like Rasmus Andersson. So I think he would be a great fit. He's kind of a Chris Tanev type, eats a lot of minutes, physical, veteran, wears a letter for the Flames, so brings a lot of things that the Stars need, and that right shot defenseman is a need for a lot of teams in this league, especially for the Stars, and they've kind of just been putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole the last couple of years by trading for guys at the deadline, then they leave in the offseason, and maybe they do that again, or if there's any way that Jim Nill can work his magic and get Anderson, sign him to an extension at the trade, that would be great. Obviously easier said than done, but Jim Nill's done it before.
A bandit on a bullet hole. She's coming in hot. When you say it might not be up to Jim Nill, I'm thinking, well, of course it's up to Jim Nill. He's the general manager. He does what he wants. That also tells me that this is a rare talent. And as you mentioned, with the defensemen, I think like the top 4 defensemen on the Stars are all lefty, right? When you look at Miro, Harley, Lindell, Bischel. How urgent of a need is this?
I mean, it's been a need for years for them, and they've kind of made do. I mean, Miro's been playing on his weak side for a lot of his career because of it. So, you know, they've made do. But again, when the opportunity comes, there just aren't a lot of right shot defensemen of a certain age, of a certain value in this league, and when the opportunity's there, it feels like you have to go after it. So I know that they're looking at them, and it's just a question of if they can make it happen.
All right, we'll see. We could use some news here on this January weekend. You mentioned Miro Heiskanen. Speaking of him, he will be in the Olympics next month. Topic number 3 is just that. 7 Dallas players are headed to Milan. They will represent 4 different national teams. Of course, the Finnish team gets 4 of them. The NHL goes on break because of the Olympics, February 6th through the 25th. For Dallas, there are now 9 more games left before the big Olympic intermission. 4 games then after the break, Lia, before the trade deadline. There's a lot of moving parts here. Like, how complicated is this for Dallas to manage in terms of health, in terms of trades, and in terms of, oh, by the way, like, we want to win?
Yeah. The Olympic break complicates things tremendously, especially in terms of the trade deadline, because you talk about a guy like Rasmus Andersson, he will be playing for Sweden in the Olympics. And what if you trade for him and then he gets hurt? You know, you can't predict all these things. What if one of your players, one of your forwards gets hurt and you'd already traded and given all your assets away for a defenseman, and maybe that's not as much of a need anymore. So I think that that's a really big thing that Jim Nill's probably keeping in mind. Health is a huge issue and a huge topic of conversation. Same with load management for a guy like Jake Ottinger, who might get a little bit of ice time depending on how Team USA chooses to use their goalies. And he's a goalie that's going to be playing every night when the playoffs come around. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if the Stars use Casey DeSmith a little bit more leading up to and coming out of the break to kind of give Jake some rest. But the Stars aren't the only team going through it. There's Olympians all over the NHL right now, and it's going to be really fun to watch. And I know I'm looking forward to seeing it. Four Nations was a great teaser to what we're going to see.
No doubt. Topic number 4. There's a glacier in the standings. Yes, corny, cringeworthy cliche there. You know me. That is separating the Stars and the Avalanche. Dallas, slump and all. Still, let's remember, second best record in hockey right now, 63 points in 48 games. But Colorado, just 45 games coming into this Friday, 74 points. However, I'm silver lining this thing, Leah. The Stars still have 3 more chances to score regulation wins over the Avs. But be real with me. Is first place, is catching the Avs, and maybe a President's Trophy out of reach already?
I'm going to say yes, only because I don't think that the Stars will beat the Avs all 3 times. I think if the Stars beat the Avs all 3 times, then no. But I think that the Stars need to, those games are going to matter a lot, but I think the Stars understand right now that it's them in Minnesota fighting for home ice advantage. And again, we talk about this every year, the NHL playoff format. The 3 best teams, or 3 of the 4 best teams in the league, are in the Central Division, and only one of them is going to make it out of the second round of the playoffs, which is just frustrating for those teams, the teams that have traded for amazing players, fought all season. I mean, the Avs are on pace to have one of the best seasons in NHL history, and there's a chance they don't make it out of the second round of the playoffs just because of who's in their division. So multiple of those teams deserve to go to the Stanley Cup final, the Western Conference finals. It's not going to happen that way. But yeah, I think the Stars are fighting for second right now.
And the funky thing is, if Colorado keeps this gap, it's like they'll eventually wind up with this span of games at the end of the regular season that like don't mean anything.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of could be like playing with fire a little bit. Oh, by the way, the first of those 3 meetings, do you know when it is?
No.
Don't look at the prompter.
What is it?
March 6th, deadline day, just hours after the deadline hits. That'll be a big one. That'll be here in Dallas. Of course, first, though, a huge home game Sunday, 1 o'clock against Tampa, a team that right now has the best mark in the East. Leah, bullets over, what was the quote again?
Band-Aids over bullet holes.
Band-Aids over bullet holes. We're marking that one, filing that away. Thanks for the time.
Thanks.